When 20th Century Fox started publishing games for the Atari 2600, one of their key strategies was pulling from their pre-existing film catalog for game ideas. We saw it with Alien, Porky's, MASH, and the game I've selected for this Friday Plays, Fantastic Voyage. That's next.
This video supported in part by...
Playing VR, I tend to sweat. It gives me an edge. So King of Nerds happens to give me an edge too. Let King of Nerds give you the edge. Bye, King of Nerds.
Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John and I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for taking the time to click on this video. 20th Century Fox released Fantastic Voyage, the film, in 1966. The sci-fi fantasy starred Stephen Boyd, Raquel Welch, and Donald Pleasance, among others, in a story about shrinking down a submarine to microscopic size and then injecting it into the bloodstream so doctors could perform emergency brain surgery on a wounded intelligence agent. In 1982, Fox brought Fantastic Voyage to the Atari VCS, and with just a little variation, the plot is pretty much the same. You pilot a microscopic ship traveling through a patient's bloodstream to destroy a clot and save his life. Now, Fantastic Voyage has strong River Raid and Vanguard feels, but if you treat it like a typical tunnel shooter, you're gonna have a bad time, okay? Like any medical procedure, Fantastic Voyage is more about caution and precision than just blasting away. And once you know the right way to play, not only is the game easier, but it's more fun and you'll achieve higher scores. Let me show you what I mean. All right, welcome to Fantastic Voyage, or maybe welcome back to Fantastic Voyage if you played it before and dismissed it because, like me, you hadn't read the instructions to know what you're supposed to do. Now, right now, it is in an attract mode. Interesting, some games Atari just never had an attract mode like that, but I like when they do, and so you get kind of a preview of what's going on in the game. The number one thing that people tend to do wrong in the game is just shoot everything they see. And sometimes you're not supposed to shoot things. Enemies don't look different just for variety. They look different because enemies, not all enemies, things in the bloodstream do different things. Your goal, like the movie, is to travel the bloodstream of a critically ill patient to destroy a life-threatening, in this case, blood clot. The other one, it was go to his brain. Let's start with game options. So game select, you have 6 different game types. So you have 6, so at the top you see the game select. Number 1 is the default game, it's the one we're going to play most right now. Number 2 is an extended version of that game, so the levels are longer, just if you feel it's over too quickly. 3 is a more difficult version of the game. 4 is a more difficult extended version. 5 is a babyfied version, a very simple version. It's not as difficult. And then 6 is an extended version of that easy type of game. So we're going to go to game option 1. And let's start with, while we're in attract mode, let's do a tour of the screen to understand what you see. Now right now, the game option is at the top. It says 1. That's where your score will be. The sides of the screen are the blood vessel that you're traveling through. And by the way, your ship, you see there at the bottom, is indestructible. You cannot hurt this ship. Look, it's a submarine. It's some kind of a traveling vessel. It's inside of meat. Like, nothing's going to hurt it. But the things it does or doesn't do can lead to damaging or reducing the health or strength of the patient. So speaking of the patient, so at the bottom, lower left is kind of a time ticker. It's not representative that I've noticed of actual time. It's just, you know, it looks pretty. Below that is like a readout, like an EKG or whatever you call that, a heart rate monitor. And as it gets faster, it beeps faster. In general, how fast the heart is beeping is how close your patient is to dying. And eventually, he'll flatline if you go too far. The lower right is currently 0. That is how many patients I have saved so far, because it's quite common to go through the game. Maybe you save 1 or 2 or 3 patients, and it gets, more difficult as you go through it. Also, pay close attention to, there are lines at the top and the bottom of the play area. They're kind of flash sometimes. When those flicker, when they do like the Atari flash, that's saying that the patient just took some damage. In fact, in the attract mode, they just lost their health. So let me just jump in the game real quick. I'm going to hit start. Pretty. That calmed down quite a bit. You hold down the button, rapid fire, you can shoot all you want. There are a variety of different enemies, and each one, it's important to know what they do and don't do. So the ones that are attached to the wall, kind of shooting out at me as I drive by, those are just little defensive rockets, they're called. And all they're doing is just trying to shoot you. They do no harm to the body. You can shoot them for points if you want. If you let them go by, that's okay. The next thing you see, that thing looks like a key there. That's called an enzyme. It actually releases helpful enzymes into the body and can improve the health of the patient. So if you don't shoot them, that's okay. If you do shoot them, it's good. So you really want to seek out shooting those. Now, each time you hear that sound, it means we've moved into a next level. So here, these aren't enemies at all. These are blood cells. These little blobs. Don't shoot those. The number one thing I see people doing in run-throughs they're having trouble with is they shoot all these blood cells, and it damages the health. Now, they take a few hits to kill. See, I shrunk that one. Let's get this enzyme. But in general, you leave them alone because every one you destroy hurts the patient. Now, every time you take a collision of any kind, it hurts the patient. So I run into a blood cell like that. That hurts the patient a little bit. Next level, there's an enzyme that will help. Further, if you bump into the side wall, it will create these tiny little antibodies. Check these out. I'm going to bump the wall. See the tiny dot there? That's an antibody. Now, that does not hurt the patient unless it gets past you. So let me show you the example. Let me bump into the wall and let one of those antibodies get past me. There we go. Now watch the, there's a couple of them. Now watch the flash. Top and bottom there, see how it flashed? That shows that you just did damage to the patient. Now, I've done several things wrong in this little demo run to show you the different things that can happen. We haven't even seen all of the different, inside, I don't call them enemy types, but character types. Here are little tiny clotlets. Now, those you cannot destroy. You've just got to not hit them. Oh, there's the final blood clot. You've got to shoot 15 times. And then it goes on. You see the lower right, it says a 1. Little music. We have saved that patient. We went on to the second patient. So depending on what you see, some things you need to destroy. Some things you need to not destroy. Some things you destroy if it helps you. Some things you just have to dodge. And all of those factor in to a game that make it way more complicated. Sometimes it's about flying around and being careful. There's an enzyme that I shot. It's not just jump in and blast. Every one of those is hurting the patient. You hear it? See how it's flashing the outside? That's hurting the patient. That's a huge mistake. Now I'm going to fly a little farther through this. Ouch. A little farther through this and show you there's one more enemy type that we have not seen yet, and that's the bacteria. Now those are bad. They take 3 shots to destroy. They'll start showing up in the next level here. Here we go. There they are. So they can get a little smaller. You don't have to destroy every one of them. And the smaller you can get them, the better. Sometimes you can't quite get them all because they're tucked behind a wall, or you can't get your ship over to them. Oh, there's the blood clots. You just have to not hit them. Ouch. And flatline. That's what I wanted to show you is the flatline. There was the big clot. Flatline, patient died. So I got 40,000 in that pseudo run through, saved 1 patient. That's it. So once you know all that, those are all the secrets. Those are all the things that people don't tend to know about this game. They think just shoot everything and that's the deal. That's not the case. So I'm going to do a points run. I've been practicing this game quite a bit leading up to this Friday plays. And usually I can get through 2 patients. I usually die on the 3rd one, which means a score of about 60 to 100,000, which I think is pretty decent for this game. It starts to get pretty difficult after a while, but it's because they're throwing so much at you at the same time. Before I do, as always, I want to make sure you know about our store over at GenXGrownUp.com/merch, where you can get cool designs, of course, our logos on things, but also I checked, yeah, there's a Fantastic Voyage logo. It's from the movie technically, but because we can have movies and sports and TV shows and all kinds of designs on there. You can print it on hats and shirts and pins and stickers. If you're in the market for stuff like that, it really helps us out if you'll go there and see what we have. Maybe there's something you like. It doesn't cost you any more to buy it from there, and you get something cool, and it helps us out. Okay, so I'm going to... oh, by the way, difficulty switches I didn't mention because they're irrelevant. I'm going to tell you for this playthrough, I'm going to go game option 1, difficulty B, it's irrelevant. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. All right. Now, for scoring, they don't even say exactly what scoring is. You can look and see how it happens, but they don't outline it in the manual. They just say that things you shoot in the bloodstream give you points, and the healthier, the stronger your patient is when you get to the blood clot and destroy it, the bigger bonus you're going to get, which just effectively means like the slower the heartbeat is going. Like right now, it's going nice and slow. Now you can go faster and slower. You see, the further up the screen I go, the more quickly you're moving. Look, speed is important, but I find if I go too fast, I end up colliding with things more often than I would like to, which is actually more detrimental than anything I would gain by going quickly. So I try to keep myself maybe, like midway through the screen or so, about like that. And that usually is enough reaction time. Sorry, blood cell. All right, it's about time to shrink down, I think. There it is. That can get me sometimes. It shrinks down from the right, and I'm not ready, and it bumps into me and creates some of those antibodies. Not running into the walls is the number one thing I try not to do, because those antibodies can get past me a lot, and they do a lot of damage to the patient. So I prefer to just take my time, be careful not to run into stuff. That's probably why I can't get past the third patient. You probably need to go faster. But notice how I'm this far along, and the patient is just blipping along, as happy as can be. Oh, I bumped the wall there, I know. Oh, there it is. Got it. There's one down, so about 20 grand. There's my bonus, 23. All right, so lower right, you see one patient again. And now you're going to see more enemies. We'll get to bacteria and stuff like that. Now remember those little rocket-looking defensive cells, you don't have to destroy those if you don't want to. It's just for points, really. All right, blood cells a little faster this time around, you can see. They're moving a little more peppy. Get on through there. There we go. That was smooth. All right, get through there. We don't want to damage these at all. So people just tend to blast this, like I said. Like, no, don't just go in here shooting willy-nilly. You don't take a railgun into somebody's bloodstream. That's not the way to do surgery. Interestingly, your bullets don't hurt the patient, which I always thought was interesting. Like, you would think if it blows things up, it would hurt the walls, but I think that would be too much, honestly. It'd be too much to micromanage if that was the case. Try to get as many of these as you can, but don't run to the walls doing it, because you lose what you gain. If you can at least damage them, diminish them, make them smaller, as many as you can, that's good, because they'll do less damage. All right, we're going to shrink down again probably here. There it is, yep. Okay, and across, there's an enzyme, great. Patient's still doing pretty good. We're probably going to run into some blood clots here. Oh, there's blood clotlets. Just got to dodge those. Ouch. There it is. Boom. There's two patients. 47 grand. Here comes my bonus. 50 grand. Now, this time through, I probably won't complete this one. I'll probably get to, 70, 80,000 or so. But this time through, once you get into like phase 3 or so, they start combining all the different enemies together. And so you got to really pick your shots, because you can be shooting for an enzyme and hit a blood vessel or something, or blood cell. Up here. Oh, slow down. I missed that enzyme. Dadgummit. Could really use it too. There's one. Got it. Another one. Great. Past these. Whoa! 57 grand. Not too bad. Oh, there. All right, now we're into bacteria. Rapid fire is quite nice, I'll say. Very happy with that function. Whoa! A little bit. Oh, see, they're kind of behind the wall. Hard to shoot. Gotta wait for them. There we go. Oh, there we go. Everything's coming together now. There's the little defensive things. There's bacteria along with blood cells. God dang it. There's that one. Enzyme, please. Got it. Lots of stuff happening at the same time. Oh, didn't mean to hurt him. All right, patient's getting a little sore. There we go, next level. I'm doing a decent job of not hitting the walls, though, I say, as I probably hit the walls next, right? Patient's not doing great. An enzyme would be really nice right about now. Yep. I can shoot it. There we go. This is the final run up to it. Gonna dodge these things. Oh, we're gonna do it. We completed 3. All right, any minute now we're liable to die. I rarely make it this far. So, I don't think I've seen 100 grand. I've probably only seen about 90. So, this could make up for last Friday plays where I did great right before I recorded and then terrible when I recorded. I might have captured one of my best runs here, since I'm paying close attention and kind of narrating it. That'd be cool for a change. Ouch! Ow! Oh, look, all the hitting stuff. Anybody's game. Oh, see, it's going to crap. Oh, running into those walls, running into stuff. There's an enzyme to help a little. There's a second enzyme. Oh, there's a third. I hit him. This is about to be over. I'm not going to hit 100 grand. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. This is almost over. I'm going to let somebody buy, and it's going to be over. 92. I can't get past those. Oh, that's terrible. No, all those guys are getting by. Oh, 94,106. I'm not upset with that. I think it's a pretty decent run. We saved 3 people. And let me stop this flashing. We saved 3 people. And we fully understand now all the elements of Fantastic Voyage. And the feeling I have is that I just played it. I want to play it again because I made some good progress and I understand what I'm doing. And the progression, the difficulty ramps up just right for a game like this. Way slower than you probably thought it was, that I always thought it was when I was just shooting everything in sight. So that's Fantastic Voyage. Now, none of the strategies or info I've described here are anything new. They are all details cleverly hidden in the instruction manual, which so many of us never took the time to review. And that was me for decades until just a few years ago when I got frustrated with Fantastic Voyage, read the instructions, and realized how much better the game is when you know the rules. If you also have dismissed Fantastic Voyage like I have, take this info, give it another shot, and let me know if that changes your opinion. I cover another vintage game every week here on Friday Plays, so if you have a favorite you'd like to see featured, drop me a line down in the comments. Meanwhile, links to previous entries here and here. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this episode, and I can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.